The Scout Cannon glitch is back from the dead, though it's not quite as good as it used to be. Back with the release of the Mesa update just a few months ago, players were finally able to get their hands on the Scout Cannon for the very first time. And shortly afterwards, players discovered that you could put an item in the Scout Cannon and play dead as it fired. Doing so would basically launch you into outer space, creating some of the fastest runs to the peak that we had ever seen. And the community loved the cannon glitch, but admittedly it was a little bit too OP, as beating the game in under a minute wasn't fun for anybody in the lobby. So the developers made some changes to the end of each biome and made the fog wall higher and higher and higher until players were unable to skip their way to the peak. And I think this was the right move because it still allowed players to have fun with the cannon glitch, but prevented them from beating the game in just under a minute. However, all of that changed just last Wednesday when the cannon glitch was effectively removed from the game. Players were unable to perform the cannon glitch with any item, and I think a lot of players were surprised that this change was made, considering that the developers actively chose to leave it in the game just a few months ago. But not all hope is lost, because just a few days later, the developers actually re-added the cannon glitch to the game in the 1.43a update. The only caveat is the fact that players can now only use a backpack to launch themselves instead of any item of their choice. But I think this is a really positive change because backpacks are in fact a limited resource, as you only get one at the start of Shores, and then one at the end of Shores, routes, and so on and so forth. So this way, players can still do the glitch, but they're effectively giving up a backpack in exchange for launching themselves. Hopefully the developers don't backtrack again and remove the cannon glitch entirely, but for now, I think it's in a really solid spot, and I believe most people would be on board with this change. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below.